Hi, welcome back to Finally Revealed. If this is your first time seeing our channel, welcome, please subscribe. In this episode, I like to talk about independent contractors. Independent contractors are not the same as an employee, and if you are retained or brought on to do a project as an independent contractor, you are not hired. Hiring indicates you are an employee. An independent contractor is just not a label that is slapped onto a person that is otherwise an employee. They are two different things. When a contract is made to have someone come on as an independent contractor, it is usually for a set period of time identified up front, or a set project, or for a particular skill that fits into the overall scheme of what that business or entity is trying to promote or trying to do. So independent contractor indicates there is a contract. The contract should be in writing to protect both parties. I have another video, and I'll put the link below, on the statute of frauds. And the statute of frauds is a rule where certain types of arrangements have to be documented in a written contract. Not everything, a contract is not always written, but there are certain things that have to be in writing, and I'll put the link to that video below. An independent contractor agreement, whether or not it must be in writing, depending upon where you live, usually is. And that's because both sides want to properly memorialize and confirm what the terms are. The number one reason that you want to confirm the terms is because you want to confirm who has the power to decide what the person or company who is the independent contractor, when they can do their work or perform the task, or what the time frame is. And from the contractor, the company or the hiring party wants to confirm that it's an independent contractor relationship, so that they are not obligated to make tax payments and withhold tax. So the underlying reason is financial in that way. So it's best to have it in writing. If you are the one who is being the independent contractor, it can be you as an individual, or if you do this have more than one relationship and it is a business, then you might want to set up a limited liability company or a corporation in order to keep that part separate from you yourself. It's not required, that's a personal choice. So as I just said, the tax issue is key. An independent contractor does not get a W-2. If you are working either for a salary or by the hour, you get, in the US, you get a piece of paper at the end of the year by January 31st for the prior year, showing what you earned during that year. And it shows all of your wages, the amount, the gross amount if it's by the hour, or the gross amount if it's a salary. And then it shows the tax withholding for your state and for the federal government. It shows if you're a union, it shows union dues. If you have other things voluntarily taken out of your check for insurance or retirement or something like that, it's reflected on your pay stub. And then there are the FICA taxes. There's Social Security and there's Medicare. So those amounts are deducted from the employee's salary, and then in case of a wage situation where there's an employer, the employer pays their share, and that is all sent off to the government. So at the end of the year, the employee gets their W-2, which shows the wages, tips, and salary, the total amount of tax deducted, and then their Social Security and Medicare. In an independent contractor situation, the independent contractor gets a 1099, and it shows just the total amount. So based upon what the arrangement is for the independent contractor and the company or person hiring, it's a per project amount that's paid over under whatever circumstances you agree to, or there is an ongoing payment at a certain interval and a certain amount of time according to the contract, because remember, the independent contractor is not an employee, so the normal rules on when an employee must be paid and all of that doesn't apply. So it's whatever you have in your contract. So the independent contractor then gets the 1099 and files that with the taxes, either as an entity or a person. And if there are sufficient amounts that quarterly taxes should have been paid, then you or your company, that is the independent contractor, has the responsibility for keeping those deposits up and then filing the necessary returns at the end of the year. An independent contractor does not get any benefits that employees of that company get. Paid vacation, they don't get that. They don't get any health insurance, or they're not eligible for health insurance or other retirement benefits, pensions, or those types of things. And there are no guarantees. Of course, there are no guarantees as an employee either, but the independent contractor relationship can be terminated however the contract provides. And so those are the basic differences. If you are going to negotiate to be an independent contractor, you should review your particular, where you live, what the rules are, what the amounts you're discussing are, and go see an accountant about the amounts that would have to be withheld. The additional taxes and other responsibility and bookkeeping and such that you would be taking on as the independent contractor should be figured into whatever the terms are. There may be an offer to you, I will pay you this as an employee, or if we want to do an independent contractor relationship, I will pay you this amount. You need to evaluate that based upon all of the circumstances and not just look at those two numbers together, because they really are not the same thing. One is a net amount to you, the other one is a gross amount, and so all of the other things that the employer would be paying if you were an employee, you will now be paying. So you need to kind of keep that in mind. So I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to see the other videos. Leave any comments below. I love to see the comments. And share this with anyone who may be not quite clear on this or who it might help. And come back and see me next time. Thanks for watching.